Thank you, Deputy Speaker. The wonderful electorate of Goldstein is full of many enterprising and entrepreneurial individuals. We may not have a particularly industry-filled electorate. In fact, our major centre of industry is around Bay Road in Sandringham, but we are allied to incredible industrial communities in and around the area, such as Moorabbin and Braeside and Dandenong. A lot of the people who work and own businesses and industry that helps grow the potential of this great nation is in Goldstein. People who invested through their hard work and labours over many years to build the economic potential of this great country. And recently I was in parts of Braeside, Moorabbin, looking at die casting businesses as one of many people who are investing in the future and building the industry of this great country. But within the Goldstein electorate as well, there are thousands of people who own small businesses and work in the services sector as professionals who are also making an incredible contribution into building Australia's future. And that's why trade has always been at the centre of what Goldstein residents are concerned about. How can we create the potential and the opportunity that we need to make sure that future generations can have jobs, that we can create the wealth for our community and those beyond it, and create the jobs that Australians need. And that's why there's always been such a strong trade focus. And that's why there's so much enthusiasm and interest in the potential for the Trans-Pacific Partnership, the new bilateral trade agreement, plurilateral trade agreement amongst 11 country partners across the Asia-Pacific Rim. And of course, we all know the long story behind the TPP. It was an agreement that was negotiated or attempted to be negotiated across many of the countries in our region. And unfortunately, a rise in popular sentiment towards protectionism has led some countries to back away. Ultimately, they are the ones who will suffer the consequences, Deputy Speaker, from not engaging the global marketplace. I said this in my first speech, Deputy Speaker, that we as a country are not an island continent producing finished goods. That is not who we are. That is not how the countries in our region are. That is not even what the United States is today. We are part of a global supply chain, producing and exporting goods and services to the world. And so the opportunities that sit at the heart of free trade, free and open market access to the countries in our region, enable us to harness and take opportunity of that global supply chain to create the economic benefits, not just for us, but of course globally, to increase economic efficiencies, environmental efficiencies, and use the productive capacity of our population and humanity to improve the wealth and opportunity that exists for everybody. And of course, under the TPP-11, we know there are incredible opportunities for people who live in Goldstein as well as across the great nation that we live in. We have increased market access to beef, where we'll see reductions in tariffs from countries like Japan and Canada and Mexico, who will eliminate tariffs altogether within a time of 10 years. An increase in our market potential and market access for wine in Canada, who are going to remove their tariff regimes, which will of course be enormously beneficial for our wine exporters, including in the great state of Victoria, in places like the Yarra Valley and the Mornington Peninsula, who some members in this place may be familiar with their tipple. For dairy market access, particularly in Japan, who will eliminate a range of tariff measures on dairy products, including cheese, as well as many other countries, Mexico and Canada, who are going to do the same on different types of dairy goods. Sheep meat and all tariffs will also be eliminated. And of course, the potential for our resources, energy sector to increase their market access to many countries will also be realised. But particularly around the suburban areas of Goldstein, we have a high number of factories that produce manufactured goods and finished goods, particularly as a consequence of the former car industry and producing component manufacturing, people who engage in creating economic potential from the resources of this country, including increasingly from high-skilled, high-value manufacturing. And it was fantastic to see that under the TPP-11, there'll be tariffs eliminated on Australian exports to most countries worth an estimated $14 billion in 2016-2017. So sitting at the heart of the TPP, Deputy Speaker, is opportunities for Goldstein, is opportunities for those who want to invest and create a better growth environment in Australia. Sits at the heart of the job opportunities that we are all going to enjoy tomorrow.